Hey guys, what's up and welcome to episode 3 of Multiplayer Mondays. Today's most highly requested car is the BMW M2 Special Edition. So I was debating whether I should upload this video today or not, because yesterday on Sunday when I recorded this I completely forgot to record the commentary before I went to sleep, and today I had to go to university to finish off my assignment. So by the time I got back I was feeling a little tired, so I don't know whether I should delay this, but because of the type of video that it is and we had some really great races, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna sit down and get this commentary video out for you. The next thing is I didn't know whether I should do a full commentary video because of the awful audio quality, but screw it, you know what, I'm gonna record this video as a full commentary session, and hopefully you enjoy it. You'll see the races that we have. Normally I only show 3 races, but in this video I'm gonna show 5 because we have some really good sessions. Yesterday what I did is I put up a post in my community section of my channel, and those of you who read it, you know that I mentioned that I was going to be in multiplayer at a certain time, and I asked some of you to join. Now I don't know how many of you actually managed to join, but later on I did get a full lobby, so if any of you recognize yourself in this video, then let me know. Speaking of which, I don't have a certain time on Sundays when I record an episode for Multiplayer Mondays. Whenever I'm free I just sit down then, but yesterday I thought I'd maybe let some of you know in advance that when I'm gonna play, so maybe I'd do that every Sunday, maybe 2 or 3 hours in advance before I play. I'll let you know which car I'm going to use, what my rank is, and of course I'm on Android, so only those who play on Android can join. So look out for the community section on my channel every Sunday so you know what time I'm going to be in multiplayer using what car and at what rank. So yeah, about this gameplay, the car is obviously Max Pro. I Max Pro'd it a while ago. I know that when I did the world tour this car was multiplayer tuned. Oh, but hold up, watch this. So you see that I'm in such a massive lead in this race, so I thought, I don't know, for some reason I thought I'd take a risky move and try to do a force barrel here and watch what happens. That's what I get for trying to be a hero, and I lost my lead and I don't end up coming first. There's no way I can catch them up because by the time it takes to accelerate back to top speed they're already towards the finish line. So that's a lesson for all of you. If you have a massive lead, don't do any risky moves or anything like that. Just play it safe because you want to get as maximum points as possible. But yeah, like I was saying, this car was multiplayer tuned when I did the world tour, and I don't know why I didn't record any multiplayer videos with this car at that rank. But yeah, I ended up Max Proing it because of the time limited events, as the Mercedes, the previous king, I remember using it in an event where this BMW was the king, and I had a really good lap, but I was positioned like 800, so I had no choice but to Max Pro this car. Even then, the car still performs really well in multiplayer, but you see I go up against multiplayer tuned cars like Kia. In this race you saw just there we have the Vulcan, and now this race, this is a really interesting race to watch. However, before I talk about that, let me advise you that if you don't have this car Max Pro, and if you're not really concerned about getting top position in time limited events, then leave this car at a multiplayer tuned rank, because you're more likely to win and maximize the amount of points and rating you can get in multiplayer. Right, so you see the Vulcan is leading and there's no way for me to catch him up because the car is obviously a lot slower than what he's using. So the only way I know that I can win is if he either wrecks or if I somehow get lucky and, you know, he takes corners really wide and I take them really well. So that's exactly what I try to do. I try to perform really low barrel ramps, as you saw just right there, and you see that I try and stay at the inside of the track as much as I can, because you don't want the guys behind you to take over. And trust me guys, in multiplayer it makes a difference. You know that winning or losing a race can take just milliseconds, and you see that in this race. So now if one Vulcan wasn't enough, here comes a second one to try and bully me. So you see I take that ramp in a sideways direction because I want to minimize the amount of airtime I get, and look at this turn. When you do something like that in multiplayer you feel so good. Somebody give me an award for something like that. and I'm sure I did the same turn in the first lap of this race. But yeah, you see my point. Look at that lead I gained because of those 2 turns that I took very tight and he took them very wide, and now I try to hold on to this lead for the rest of the race. So I'm trying to do every trick that I can. There's that gap trick there, of course, again taking a low barrel over here, and immediately I move towards the inside of the track because I want to minimize the amount of distance I have to cover. So I see him creeping up behind me and I'm telling myself, come on, almost there, almost there. I'm screaming inside but I'm laughing inside at the same time, and he starts to overtake and I'm like, screw you. But then I look at the screen, somehow I managed to come second. So from this race, what I said, if you learn one thing, is that even if you have a fast car, if Game Off want you to lose, you're gonna lose, mate, so there's no point trying. That of course is just a joke, so don't take that too seriously. But for real, if you take tighter corners, even if you're in a smaller car, and if you play smarter, then you have a better chance of winning and stopping faster cars from overtaking you, as you just saw in that video right there. Also, pay attention to the minimap, guys. You see sometime in races when you have a car that's tailing right behind you, you naturally tend to try and do things that you're not supposed to do, like take riskier ramps or tight corners when you think you can't really pull it off. So pay attention to the minimap. You can also try and block, as you saw I tried to block him from overtaking, and you notice that if you see someone wreck, then you know you can play it safe, because even though it's just a game, it has a lot of psychological effect on you, the way you race in multiplayer. And you guys know that when you race in time limited events, there's nothing to worry about, but in multiplayer there's that added pressure, and that does make a difference. So pay attention to the minimap. Okay then, so the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, yesterday was April Fool's, and a handful of people uploaded April Fool's videos, and I was going to upload a type of April Fool video, but I didn't for 2 reasons. One is because I had already uploaded 2 other videos, one of the April Fool's Cup and the other one of the Easter Cup fail I had, so I didn't know if I wanted to upload a third one. And secondly, because I wasn't really sure whether the video I would have made would have been something worth watching. Basically, it was just going to be me making a joke about my own channel, in the sense that I have 18,500 subscribers, but I struggled to get 1,000 views on every single video I upload. I mean, I have some that are just anomalies, like yesterday's April Fool's Cup. The only reason that got a lot of views is because people wanted to see a lap for that to get the top prizes. But other than that, I said this before, the amount of interest in the videos I upload is just decreasing. So yeah, I was gonna title that video Journey to 1,000 subscribers, because in my mind, even though my channel says I have over 18,000 subscribers, I know that I actually only have 1,000 true subscribers, or even less than that actually watch every type of video I upload. Right then, apart from that, the next thing I want to say is, when I uploaded one of the 5 fails for Fridays videos, or it's called top 5 fails of the week now, I asked for some feedback, and I did read all the comments, and in one of them, I didn't take this offensively, but I wanted to know if you guys agree with this. Someone said that when I speak in the videos, it sounds like I'm reading from a book, and it doesn't really sound that lively. Do you guys actually think that my voice doesn't sound that interesting and I need to speak with more enthusiasm or something? Just let me know that. I mean, if you want, I can sing my commentaries instead of me talking, but I'd be committing a huge crime with the amount of phones that I'd break by doing that. But seriously, let me know, do I really sound that boring? If I do, I'm never going to do a commentary again, and I'm going to delete my channel and delete all my videos. Again, that's just a joke before some of you start celebrating. But in all seriousness, please let me know, guys. Do I need to change the way I speak, or do you guys actually enjoy how I speak, and is it something you enjoy watching and listening to? Right, so this is the final race of today's video, and I'm gonna give you some tips. First thing is, at the start of this track, a lot of people go towards the center. Now that's not something you want to do unless you're playing with an extra tank. If you go towards the sides, you pick up a gold bottle, and also there's a barrel ramp there, so you preserve your nitro. Next thing is, whenever you come across someone that's ahead in this section, luckily over here they somehow missed the bottles, and what you see me do is, instead of tripling, instead of doing a triple nitro after every time I drop down, you want a perfect nitro instead, because you don't want to lose out on your nitro, you want to try and maintain it. And finally, this part is the worst. You want to take this ramp at the start to avoid the tractor, because it's like you're playing dodgeball or trucks or whatever they are, but it's like you're playing dodgeball, and 6 or 7 times out of 10 you'll wreck with a fast car because they're so unorthodox, the pattern that they come in. So that's the best types of advice I can give regarding this track in multiplayer. With that, we have reached the end of today's episode. Remember, next week is A-Class, so comment A-Class vehicles that you'd like me to use for multiplayer next week. And as always, if you see someone who has commented the same car, all you have to do is like that comment. Leave a like if you enjoyed, share the video if you can, subscribe if you're new, and as always, take care, and I'll speak to you guys in a future video. Bye.
Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego, I'm a taker, shaker. Yeah, she was a born shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Something like a rose when we came out there. We settle facts like Da Vinci. I'm breaking codes, so breaking backs, come on.